Hey, what's up, everyone? Pastor JAMZ here, back with another review, and a review of the latest album released by 21 Savage, American Dream. 21 Savage's 31-year-old British American rapper from, you guessed it, the UK, and that might come to surprises to some of y'all, but he was born there, so he's technically British American. However, he was raised in Atlanta, Georgia. That's where people know him from, and that's where he got his rise to fame. In the mid 2010s, releasing some mixtapes, and finally released his first full length album in 2017 as an album, and the following year releasing I'm Greater Than I Was in 2018. And between that time, 6 years is a lot of time, but he kept himself busy with collab projects with, like in 2020, Savage Mode 2 with producer Metro Boomin, and 2022's Her Loss with Drake. And I was quite excited to hear that he was releasing his third full length project this year, and actually on January 10th, and didn't really know what to expect. However, I did find out that he actually has a autobiography coming up. I don't know if it's out already or what the case is, but this is the album for that, and I kind of got a hint of what to expect. However, not really, considering that he has grown quite a lot, and that's pretty much what I like about him. Uh, in terms of new age rappers, I guess you could say, uh, he's one of my favorites, and I'm really interested to see how he was going to progress in this, and what exactly what he was going to discuss about. And let's get right into it. 15 tracks and 50 minutes, I guess, if you want to consider the first track a track. But I yeah, let's throw it in. Considering that it's a poem of his mom his mom is saying a poem to him, and it's very beautiful. It's actually quite nice, and she has like these rhyming schemes, and I thought it was a little funny, but a little fun. But it does set up the whole album, and it was very beautiful, and I thought that I was pretty excited actually. But the rest of the album, it's all him and with his features. In terms of themes that he tackles, yes, it's an autobiography album, so he is discussing things of his past and how things are still present in the future in a way, and we'll discuss that right now actually. He does dwell with on one half of the album. He dwells with the very violent and harsh environment of growing up in Atlanta, Georgia, in terms of the gang violence, violence in general, just like growing up poor, seeing his mother struggle, and how it affects him to this day. And in the track "Letter to My Brother," it's very bittersweet. Yet he remembers the loss of a friend or a very close friend, and how it still haunts him. Like he can't get any sleep, and he wishes that he could just go back. And those days were days of just dread, and that in a way he only misses his friend, not necessarily those days in general. And he does discuss this like struggles of himself, and like in the final track Dark Days, which is very beautiful, a very amazing send off to the album, of how everything that is discussed in the album, all of it that's accumulated, is he still deals with it today. He's human. The reason that he's shaped this way is from his experience. It's very humbling, it's very grounded, and I do appreciate that from 21 Savage. And here is where the bulk of the album is coming in, and it's discussed. It has to do with women. I know it's very stereotypical for rappers. Oh, rappers about rapping about a lot of money and an abundance of women. Where he does have bars of showboating that he has the hottest chick or stealing another guy's chick. There are bars in that throughout this album, but it comes off in a way where he is explaining himself why he is in other tracks. Um, 6 or 7 tracks are about discussing the women that he's encountered in the past who have come across his life, who have hurt him, who have manipulated him, shown him the dark sides of relationships, toxicity, all of that. He's not necessarily blaming these women or, like, you know, throwing it all on them. He's just explaining why, or explaining his experience and why he is the way he is today. and I admire that. It takes a lot to say something like that, and it might come off controversial, but not really. Considering that he is also taking his blame as well. And you really do see that in the features of there are quite a lot of a good amount of female artist features on here, like Doja Cat on the track n.h.i.e, Summer Walker on the track Prove It, and Mariah the Scientist on the track Dark Days, who do a really good job, and do it kind of plays a part in the features that they serve. Like, for example, Doja Cat on the track n.h.i.e is sort of the embodiment of how 21 perceives the toxicity and the negativity of the past relationships that he's had. The track itself is very eerie. Doja's vocals and verse is very eerie, talking to Savage and trying to like persuade him to open up his heart again. She's not gonna hurt him, and comes off like kind of deceiving in a way, very spiritual, like as if Doja is haunting his thoughts. And that's, I love that track so much. I didn't expect to love that track as much as I did, but I did, and it's a really good one. Summer Walker as well on the track Prove It, where you can't let go of these feelings, can't let go of this toxic love, and her vocals as well is very beautiful. And Mariah the Scientist on the track Dark Days, I believe I already explained that he has summing it all up. Everything's wrapped into one track, the final send off, and her embodiment is actually his mother through the chorus, where she is, I believe, watching like the news station. Things are going south in the neighborhood that they're in, and she's scared to see Savage grow up and doesn't want to lose him. And I thought that was a very good use of these female artists as features, and a very interesting way to go about that. Other features as well, who we're gonna get into now. I wasn't surprised, Young Thug on here, and also Metro Boomin, the producer, actually on a number of tracks here, and of course Travis Scott on the track nee-nah. Good to see them collab again. Those tracks were bangers, except for Pop Your Shit with Young Thug and Metro Boomin. That is the only track on this album that I don't like. Um, I don't know what it is with rappers and like poop and like I mean that's just it's straight up like I don't know what it is. Like they're the shit, and they literally compare themselves to shit, and I just hate. I think it's so corny. I think it's corny. 21 Savage does come through with like quirky, witty lyrics and wordplay in this album, which I applaud, and I like it a lot. But that was corny. That was corny as hell. Okay, and we're gonna move on from that. Oh, and also Young Thug's verse. I don't know what he was saying. I don't know what he was saying. The verse is literally unfinished, and I don't know why he put it in. Who knows? But that's easily the worst song on this album. And Travis Scott actually does come through on the track nee-nah with produced by Metro Boomin, like I said. Probably the most hard hitting song with a feature, and the two just go off. I couldn't believe what I was hearing from Travis. Him going off again, like the going back to his early years and rapping and stuff like that. And I was surprised to another surprising feature was Tommy Newport on the track Red Sky with his indie vocals, very these drawn out acoustic strings that go really well, and I was so happy to see him and Savage vibe together. And don't get me wrong on Savage himself on his solo tracks, he does amazing. Like I said, his wordplay, his lyricism, it might not be the best of the best, but for what it is, I admire it. He's grown so much, and he's very quirky, very witty, very freelance style, and flows so together. In terms of the production of everything, Metro Boomin does come through on his tracks. Also, can't forget the other features: Brent Faiyaz and Burna Boy. And who? Oh my God, I'm forgetting Lil Durk on the track Dangerous. Lil Durk comes through as well, very hard hitting, and glad to see them collabing together as well. In terms of the production, the whole album comes off kind of eerie in a way, uh, especially on like you have these haunting, like female vocalizations that are sampled and that are used throughout the whole album, separate, scattered here and there, and it goes so good. It goes so good with the whole theme, the whole style. Like I said, he tackles a lot of women issues in this album, and I can't appreciate that enough. There are tracks on here that are quite jumpy, but not as extreme as classic Savage fans might expect, or what they're really used to in his collab albums, like with Metro Boomin and Drake. Anyways, I'm wrapping that up. I'm giving American Dream, the latest album by 21 Savage, an 8.5 out of 10. It's an autobiography album. For what it is, it's amazing. Go check it out. Link will be in the description below. Honestly, I was quite shocked when I heard this, and it's been on repeat since. There are themes on here that I admire that he tackled, and you need to go check it out for yourself. Anyways, that is the review. 21 Savage, American Dream. Go check it out. Link in the description below. 8.5 out of 10. Pass the jams out.